guys, I'm Laura.
And I'm Ferrata.
And today we are going to share the rest of our Competitours trip with you.
So we're going to start from day 6 and go all the way down to day 11.
The next day we went to Ronda.
Ronda, yeah. Which is also in southern Spain again. And it was the most beautiful thing I have seen.
It was incredible.
There was like these canyons. And it looked untouched by civilization. All of the buildings were so old, it was crazy. And we actually had lunch at this place where we were like almost on the edge of the canyon. There was like this balcony, and if we looked down, we could see like it went all the way down to the canyon. It was crazy.
Yeah, that was
also a beautiful view from there.
It was amazing. I'm glad we did lunch there. Yeah, it was really fun. So we went on the iPad Scavenger Hunt.
Yeah, so basically they gave us an iPad. And there was a app on the iPad that we used, and there were different points on the map, and it acted almost like a GPS. So we would, when we got close to one of them, like there were different ones. One of them, it's like find this statue and take a picture with it, or you would answer a question or things like that. And it was.
So my favorite one was when we went, we had to do 10 grams and we had to do 3 in an hour. And Frisa's like, I got this.
And they were like little tangrams. They were like huge black tangrams that was like, oh. They were kind of like, they weren't super heavy, but it was kind of in the beating sun, kind of hard to move them around. And like,
yeah,
it was kind of exhausting. To try different combinations.
And of course, little miss here gets it done in
15 minutes.
Yeah, thankfully I had my fabulous teammate here to do them because I'm not really good at those type of things, but you rock that challenge. And I think that was my favorite, but the funniest one was at the end, there was this tapas place.
Oh my gosh.
And so that was one of the challenges, which was great. You got 2 tapas and a drink. Yeah. And that was so refreshing because, you know, you had gone through this whole scavenger hunt and then got to the end. Well, we sat down and Frisa's like, oh, there's snails here. And
I assumed they had just like escargot. Like
6 little escargots in butter and garlic. Like we thought it was that. So then it came and it was huge.
And we had already eaten lunch.
Yes, we couldn't eat it. We were just going to try it just for the sake of trying it.
Yeah.
And then we realized that we didn't actually order off the tapas menu. No. We ordered off the main menu. So, but we didn't care. We thought it's an experience, and Ferrata was brave enough to try the snails. I was not.
It's not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. The snails looked like they were from the ones that we'd see like crawling out of our house. Like they were in the shell. Yeah. In this like almost tomato sauce. It was really weird. It was like the weirdest experience.
And then after the scavenger hunt though, we ended up having some free time. So a whole group of us just went to the pool and swam and had drinks by the pool and relaxed. And
glorious.
Yeah. The views were absolutely stunning.
Yeah, they were stunning.
Yeah, it was a super fun night. So the next day after that, where do we go?
Oh, the next day we went to Gibraltar actually. So, which was crazy.
I never thought that I would ever get to see Gibraltar in person. Yeah. Because I don't know, it's just not one of those destinations that's necessarily easy to get to.
Yeah, like we had to cross an airport runway.
That was really cool.
It was really cool because we would watch the plane take off. And then they would open up the gates and we would walk across the runway with suitcases.
Literally the only way into Gibraltar is to walk across the runway. That's the only road into Gibraltar. So there we did this raft building challenge where we teamed up with another team.
And it was like almost 40 degrees.
It was so hot, oh my goodness.
We thought we were gonna die.
It was roasting. So we built the raft and designed a flag, and then we raced in the raft, and it had to be one teammate from each team. I think if I was there, I would have done, we would have rocked it because I'm a good paddler. I grew up canoeing, so I would have been really good, but we couldn't do it together, so we had to have one person from the other team.
So I did it because I was lighter, so that the boat didn't sink or anything. and then we had one of the stronger players from the other team go in the back and paddle. So we got there third. We got third place, which fourth is last, but we tried.
And well, you know, I think we did good.
I think we did pretty good.
But we did get points for style.
Yeah, we did.
For design, like the design of our boat.
Yeah, the design of our boat was almost like a catamaran kind of thing. And they kind of gave us limited supplies. Like we have 1 or 2 rubber flotation devices. We had these like 2 almost like donut floaties. Yeah. And we had some rope, and we had milk cartons, and we had like actual like cartons, and then that was pretty much it. And
poles.
And
a couple
poles.
Yeah.
A couple poles.
So we had to build a raft out of those resources that we had.
Yeah.
So
it was difficult.
But yeah, I'm glad we got points for design. So that was fun. After that, we went to the Rock of Gibraltar, and we got to go on this fabulous treasure scavenger. What was it?
It was like almost like a scavenger hunt. So we were split into 2 teams, the blue team and the green team. And we got to go actually into the war tunnels, and we were on the green team, and it was kind of hard because the lighting system was green blocks almost. So it was really hard for us to find the green glow sticks that were attached to our clues, because everything all around us was green. Yeah,
that was tricky.
Yeah.
But we had to find these little green glow sticks, and attached to the glow sticks were clues and a letter, and some had a portion of a map to it to let us know where to go next.
Yeah. And then they were sometimes attached, like sometimes they were attached to a key, and sometimes they were attached to, we found this box, and it was attached to the box.
Yeah, and in the beginning they said don't leave any of your clues behind, because if you did, then you'd get a penalty. And so at one point we left the box behind, unfortunately.
Someone put down the box, and then we're like, wait, where's the box? We had to run back and get it.
Yeah, so that kind of took some time off of us. And at the end, we ended up getting to the gate at the same time as the blue team.
Yeah, we were neck and neck.
So we're racing to get in through the gate.
So at the end, we had all of these letters that were attached to our clues, and at the end we had to make a phrase. He said it was like a slogan, but he didn't really say whose it was, so it could have been the people like the army, or the people at the Rock of Gibraltar, or even Competitours. So we were all kind of thinking.
So we're racing against the blue team. We have our letters laid out, and we're all trying to figure out what this phrase is.
Yeah, and I'm the only kid on the team.
Yeah. And so all of a sudden Freeze goes, I got it.
And everyone was kind of like blowing me off, like, yeah, sure, the kid's got the answer, right? Like, no.
Yeah.
And then there was this one girl who kind of knew that I knew stuff, so she's like, no, just give her a chance. And then I wrote it down really fast and then showed it to the guy, and he's like, yup, you got it. And everyone was like, what?
Everyone was cheering, yay for me, yes, you got it. It was a pretty cool experience for her too. So we thought we got those points, but in the end we didn't get the points because we got a 10-minute penalty from leaving our box behind. So the blue team actually solved the puzzle maybe 30 seconds
after us.
Yeah, so they ended up getting the points for that, and we felt a little bit cheated for that, but you know, such is life. What can you do? And the fun thing is we got to stay on a 5-star luxury yacht.
Yeah, which was really, really fun.
Yeah, and the pool was amazing because we got to swim in the pool with the Rock of Gibraltar behind us.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was pretty neat.
And one of the sides of the pool was glass, so we could like go underwater and like see from underwater the kind of city view, which was pretty.
Yeah, it was a neat boat. So the next day we left Gibraltar and we went to Zurich, Switzerland. We flew there and we did a dine in the dark challenge that night.
Yeah, and it's crazy losing your primary sense, because like it's not the kind of darkness that your eyes get used to at all.
Yeah, it was pitch black. And if you haven't experienced this, I would highly recommend it because it was really cool. But our challenge was we had to figure out what ingredients were in each course. And we didn't know what we were eating. It was a surprise menu.
Yeah.
And so it was very interesting because we would eat and really taste our food because we were really trying to figure out.
Think about it. And so when we were done, we wrote down all the ingredients, and we actually were the only team that got points for every single one of the of the courses. So
yeah,
it was really cool.
We did really well on that one. And in fact, we were sort of towards the lower end of the pack.
Yeah, we were like bottom 3.
That boosted us up to the top.
Yeah.
Now the thing about that is towards the end of the trip, Steve starts making you do risk reward.
Yeah.
And so it was a mandatory risk reward. So if you got it right, you got 50 points, and if you got it wrong,
you got minus 25 points.
Yeah, so it's mandatory. Sometimes in the early part of the trip, you can choose to do risk reward.
So you get like either plus 10 points, and then if you don't get it, you minus 0, or you get like plus 25 points, but if you don't get it, you minus 15 points. So it's kind of like strategic. Like if you really know you're going to be good at something, then.
So we got 50 points for each one, and it totaled 200 points, and it boosted us up towards the top of the pack. We are now in the top 3 teams, so it's pretty exciting. We sort of saw that maybe we could actually get in the top 3 teams because we didn't think that we'd be able to. Mm-hmm. So the next day we went to Cherwalden.
And we did this amazing, amazing Alpine coaster, and we did this ropes course, which was really, really cool.
Yeah, so the ropes course was interesting because we didn't know what the challenge was, but you went through the ropes course, and then at the end you had to guess how long you'd been on the course, but we didn't know that starting the course.
Yes, we didn't kind of like think to go 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, like.
Yeah, we didn't figure out our time, so that was just a pure guess. And then the Alpine coaster had 3 different challenges, and we didn't get any points for that. And we initially didn't get points for the ropes course, but then Steve was wrong, and he ended up giving us points. But I'm going to talk more about that in the next video when I talk about how we placed in the race. So the next day we went to Interlaken,
which is where we did the Via Ferrata,
which was the most amazing, cool experience I've had. I don't know about you, but I'm not afraid of much. I mean, I went diving with sharks, I've gone skydiving, I've done lots of really kind of exciting, adrenaline pumping things.
Yeah, and like I'm not scared of much either. Like,
but I was shaking.
Yeah, I was so scared.
Because at one point we were on the edge of this cliff.
And because a Via Ferrata means a metal road, right? An iron road. So it just has these little like almost U-shaped things on the wall, just wires. So you would step on the wire, and it's crazy. You would have these 2 carabiners, and you would hook on to the rope that goes across. And it was just so scary. So
we were actually high enough that there were base jumpers that jumped off right beside us. So we saw that and them go down, and it was so scary just seeing somebody run and jump off. And so we were on it for how long? Like
4 hours. It was a really long climb.
Yeah, and then at the very end you had to go across this sort of rope swing bridge.
Yeah, and it was like swaying with every step. It was crazy.
Over this massive sort of canyon thing. Yeah, so that was such an adrenaline rush.
I really, so crazy.
If I had to pick one thing, I'd say that was my favorite thing. But that's if I had to pick, because
everything was just amazing.
Everything was amazing. So after that, we went to our final day, day 11.
Where we drove to Gruyere,
because I know it's like the cheese. Yeah, and we went to the Kaye chocolate factory, and we got to make this amazing chocolate sculpture.
And since we were in Switzerland, it was like this beautiful Swiss chocolate. It was just amazing.
Yeah, that was a really fun thing, and Fries, of course, is very talented and did a really great job, and I did a really great job assisting her. So we did end up getting points for that. That evening was our final evening, and Steve organized us to have a group dinner, and at that group dinner we were going to find out where all of the teams placed, and at this point Fries and I are very close to the top. We've been kind of hovering in the top 3.
Yeah, like to count up. We've been in the top 5 since pretty much the food challenge. The food challenge.
Yeah. So what we're going to do actually is I am going to make another video to tell you how we placed, because even though the trip was so amazing and we had the best time, on the final day, there was huge controversy about what happened. And so you need to come back to see what that controversy was. And
the suspense.
I know. But if you're watching this video and it's past next week, then I will link the video right here, and you'll be able to click on it and watch to see what place we placed in. So be sure to watch that video. Thanks for watching this one, guys.
Bye.